Hello everyone, it's your boy. I know normally I do show my face in these videos, but that was getting like so stressful. So today I have you an amazing, incredible website. It is so beautiful, so neat, so colorful. It's an NFT tiny faces website. This website was not created by me. I saw it somewhere and I decided to clone it with React.js. I didn't use Next.js in this one. So let's go through the sites. You can see we have a colorful slider over here. Really nice. We have titles here. And I want you guys to see something. See this slider here, right? If I reduce the width, boom, it gets smaller and more comfortable for mobile users. Isn't it just beautiful? So if I expand everything up, we can see some titles here. We have a short video that is here going on here. Yes, this is a video. Yes. Really nice text, really visible and bold. We have a cute guy here. If we minimize this, we can see everything still looks neat and clean. If we go down, we see a carousel over here, and we can see we can change each NFT. If we increase it, we see here really clean and smooth. We have a small pop-up here. You can see what's an NFT. You can see really nice, really clean. And over down here, we have this title here. We have this little guy here who is just standing over here, keeping guard. And watch, if we do reduce the screen size, we can see that this text increases and decreases with the size of the browser. And then this little guy over here, he's always standing guard over here. And if we reduce it like this, we can see the little guy is over here. And if we go a little bit further, we can see our little guy popping up here, but he's not little anymore, he's a big guy here. So let's go back to the top. We have another link here, and we have some right up here that I think is also cool and neat. It also looks good in mobile. You can see really nice. This site is really fantastic. I think it's the cleanest, neatest NFT website I have ever seen, and I'm very sure you would need your own version. Now, if you need this site ready to go, you have your NFT and you want someone to launch it and everything for you, just send me a link on, sorry, not a link, send me a DM on ninjacoder.tech on Instagram. The link is in the description below. If you want access to the code as well, just DM me on Instagram. I'm trying to boost my Instagram numbers up. If you guys can follow me on Instagram, that would be great. And also subscribe to me here on YouTube. Now, if you don't need the source code and you want to go through it step by step and also see how I built it, we're going to do that now, okay? So if you need a copy or you want someone to set it up for you immediately, just send me a message on Instagram. I don't charge much. It's not that costly. It will be done for you like ASAP, okay? Thank you. Let's start. All right, so we have our version here. Let's get our code up and running. Now I want you to create a React app like this and also install these dependencies, okay? We have Material UI here. We have fast-marquee, which is responsible for this. We have react-multi-carousel, which is responsible for our carousel down here. And we need React router DOM to handle our page movement. Now you guys know I'm mostly doing Next.js applications, but I also do React applications because it's always good that you have a good grasp on the boot. So once you have this running and this running as well, we can get started. So what I want to do, open up here, and we have our app, and we're going to start by creating our browser router. Okay, so we're going to come down here. Over here in our components, we have our navbar, which we're going to put here. Say navbar. How come we don't get something to show us? Let's check our navbar. Navbar is looking neat and it's saved as navbar. So we want that to come over here and see navbar. Okay, exactly. All right, so we have our navbar. Go to JS here. I want to start off this application. Okay, so I want it to start up over here. Some people were like sending me messages that my text on my Visual Studio Code is always small, and I'm really sorry about that. So as you can see, I've increased the size of the contents on the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here we have our navbar. The navbar is nothing really special. It's just a Twitter icon, WhatsApp icon for Material UI in a div, and also here we have the SVG of these tiny faces over here, and then we have this roadmap here, which is a link to our roadmap URL here, which we're going to do in our app.js. But don't worry, we'll come back to this if you guys are not fully understood, but it's just a simple navbar. Okay, so here we're going to say browser router, and say route. Okay, our first route is path equals to, okay, then say element equals to our home page. It's not bringing our home page like we want. So here we're going to say control for you to check. We're still not bringing it out. We have our home page over here. You can see it's just a home page components that we have here, and we want that to be exported here. Okay, finally. Then the next thing we need is our roadmap page, which we have over here. We just have a simple p tag with our roadmap title. So we go back to our app and we say route path equals to roadmap and element equals to roadmap page, and our route. What's wrong with this route? Okay, we didn't import it. Just import this. You can do it like this, or you can do it like this, and how you want to close it. Okay, doesn't really matter. Okay, so our home page is here. We have our navbar. The first thing we need to do is to get up our slider up and running. So we go to our slider over here. Our slider, boom. Now in our slider, how are we going to do this? You can see I've imported marquee from here. So all we need to do is come over here and say marquee. Okay, we're going to say direction. That's the direction in which it's going to move towards. It's left. The speed is 50. The delay, that's how fast it's going. That's what the speed is. The delay is 1. That means how many seconds before it starts moving. Okay, so inside here we're going to have a bunch of images, which I'm just going to copy and paste because it's just a div with images in them. Nothing really special. So it's just a bunch of these with images. Okay, so once we save that, let's reload here, and we don't say anything. Why is that? Now we have to go back to our home page, and we have to import our slider here. Okay, let's look for that. It's not finding it, sadly. Okay, let's just do this. Let's go back to the slider. Okay, it does that. Okay, we've already imported it here. Nice. So you can see the slider is looking neat. It's moving from here to the left. Beautiful. Now we'll go back to our slider, and we need the second one at the bottom. So we go down, come here, create another marquee. Direction should be right. Speed needs to be 50. The delay equals to 1. Class name is margin top 4. Okay, beautiful. So now that we have that up and running, we're going to also put on the set of images over there. So I'm just get my images and put them here. And once this moves, you can see the second one has loaded. Now, why do we have a little gap here? That's because I'm using this margin top of 4. If we say margin top of 0, you're going to see there's not going to be any gap. So that's why we have that there. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do is another marquee, because in our tiny faces over here, you can see this. So we need to set that up. So we come down here, we create another marquee. This marquee has actually been one of the best React components I've used in a while. I really like it. It's very easy and it works so well. It's just really nice to use it. 50. We have the delay. Okay, we have delay of 1. Then we have a class name. We have the class name margin top 3. And we have font bold. We want the font of it to be bold, very bold. So we're going to save that. And inside here, I'm just going to get a bunch of div text that we're going to put. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put that here. Okay, I mistakenly copied empty space. I want to paste empty space. So I'm going to copy that, and we're going to put that here. You may be wondering, what is slider text? What is slider door? That's because in our index CSS, I have created that already. Slider dot and slider text. Okay, so let's go back to our home page. No, our slider. So that is done. If we check our slider now, it has this at the bottom. Beautiful. Now the next things up, we have this little write-up over here. So we're going to go to our home page. Okay, yes, our home page slider, and underneath our slider, we're going to get this little write-up over here. I'm not going to be writing too much of divs because, like, I think it's very simple for most people to understand. So I'm just going to get a div here and put here. Okay, so how does this work? Very simple. We have two divs that are being run by Flex, and when we are not when we're in a small mobile device, we're using the block, so they go on top of each other. And we have a max width here of 1600 px. Okay, then we have a gap of 7% and a padding of 2. 7% is this gap that we see over here, and we just have a little write up here. Okay, so now that that's done, we have that down here. Beautiful. Now the next thing we have to do is these boxes. Now let's go through these boxes. Okay, so when we come down here, so here we're going to say section 1 to make this output understandable. Section. Okay, then down here we're going to say another section 2. Okay, then here we're going to say div class name. We're going to say margin top 24. It's a block when we're in mobile view, and when we're on the large screen, we're going to say flex. Let me switch this to the here so we can see the changes as we make them. So flex, and we're going to say large as well, flex row. Max width is 1600 px. Okay, and then we're going to say mx auto. Okay, not like this, sorry, auto. Then we're going to say gap of 5 and the padding of 2, and then here we're going to close the div. Okay, so that's beautiful. Then over here we're going to have a small write-up that is here. I'm just going to put here. Okay, so over here we have our tiny faces. Okay, we have a missing div. Okay, why are we having error? It says parsing error. Okay, so I think I know why. Okay. Okay, so let's create a div here and say class name, and we see background. Now I created some background colors, but here we're going to say A0B1CD. Okay, then we're going to say px10. We're going to say padding top 10, LG flex 1, rounded large. Okay, and we'll close this. Then we're going to have bold which is this right here. Beautiful. So after that bold, we're going to have a header one, and then we're going to have a div, and then we're going to have after the div, we have this here, a small video that will auto playing, muted, and it's on loop. So if we go scroll down, you can see that's over here, which is nice. Now we need 2 of this over here, so we're going to work on the second section. Now we come here, this is section 1. Inside this div, and then we also need to work on section 2. So after here, so we're going to say section 2. Okay, and this section 2 is pretty much the same thing, just that the only thing we have different here is we're using an image instead of a video. So you can see we have these 2 over here. Beautiful. Section 2 stops here. So I want to know where our div moves next. Let's see div here. Let's check it. Okay, perfect. Now we have another section coming up. This section is very, very simple and straightforward. So I'm just going to paste that here. Put it down. So in this section, we have this over here, and we can see our little guy is popping up, which is not how we want it to be. But hold on, let me check. He also bubbles up here. Okay. So I think we need for him to come down much quicker, because as it is like this, it's not really nice, is it? We say the MX auto, but we also want him to be at the bottom. We don't want him to be at the very top. So here we're going to say over here we have LG flex row. Okay, so this is already set to large. So in medium he's already, I think it's still okay like this, shall I think it's still okay like this, because if it's a bigger screen, he will be like this, set as we want him to. I think what we can do is try and adjust the text. I think the text is what creates this effect. If we reduce the size here, then everything will go smaller and he will be perfectly aligned. But we really don't want to do that, because if we make him bigger, he's going to like expand this place even more. So I think it's okay like this. So we can just use him like this. Okay, so now we're going to work on our carousel, and we have our carousel here. Our carousel is just a simple React carousel that was built from react-multi-carousel, and we include it in our home page. So we're just going to come here down and say carousel, check our site. Okay, see carousel here. So here we're going to include the carousel. Let's say okay, see here. Okay, we use small letters. Okay, carousel. Okay, so if we refresh this, boom, carousel looking nice. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is our accordion, which is here. So we go back, and after the carousel, okay, so after the carousel, we're going to create a little div. See div, class name block LG flex oh, okay, I'm going to say padding of 2, max width 1600 px, mx or 2. Okay, also then we're going to say margin top 20, margin bottom 60. Okay, then inside here we're just going to put a little div with questions. Okay, Then we're going to have another div here. We're going to say div class name. We're going to say LG flex 1 space y3. And then we're going to have an accordion element here. You can get this element for a material UI or the one that I'm currently using, which is a bit custom built, which I have here. Okay, which I'm using here. It's just a bit custom build. Okay, so over here we have an accordion. Let's go and see how that is working. You can see that is working nice and neat. So if we come down here, we want to create more accordions with like more text in them. So we're just going to copy this and paste them here. Okay, so we have all our accordions in this now. Okay, really nice. So now we need to work on our footer. Okay, because like we need the footer. So if we come here, we have our nav bar up here. We also need our footer. Okay, so we have our footer here. Our footer, how is it created? Very simple. We use the marquee that we used in the first slider to create this effect. Then we have just a H1 text, which I created with this special element, which allows it to like increase with the size of the browser, which I think is incredibly. So when we go to our index.js, we can look for our special. I have the font size to be 11 view width. In case the desired height of font for scalable font, the font size is scale factor applied to 8 minutes of the font. For non-scalable fonts, okay. So this is what creates that effect. This font size here, that's what creates that effect. Okay. So if we go back to our footer, so we just have a bunch of p tags and buttons that we use here. Then this little guy, how does this little guy work? Very simple. It says once the view size of the browser is greater than the medium, so minimum width is 768. This is like a more tablet devices and above. This div should be an absolute, and it should start from the right of 0 and the bottom of 0. So it should start from this right here, 0 and the bottom 0. That's why this little guy is like this. And then when we are in a normal mobile view, it should just be a block element and just be here. Okay. That's why we have it here, width 500 px. If it's the median, the width should be 400. Large, the width should be 750. That's why he increases in size. Look at him here, it's very small. Once he gets media, it changes his size. I'm trying to find how to. So that's what we have there. So very simple to create application. Now let's go to the roadmap. Now in our roadmap, we just have roadmap here. So we want to go to our roadmap page. Okay. Our roadmap page and create a div with our p tag with roadmap. Then we're going to create another div saying class name. We're going to say block large flex, then large flex through maxed width 160 px mx auto with a gap of 5. So we have section 1 and section 2 inside this div. So we have this, copy, I'm going to paste this here. So this is really nice. So we have others which are just the same thing. We just copy and paste them. I'm going to copy and paste this one here. The same thing, and we can see here if we reload, it's not loading. Why isn't it loading? This is our roadmap page, right? We have our cards, so this is supposed to load. So let's try and save this. It's not loading. Why? It's our roadmap here. Let's go to our app.js. Our roadmap page from roadmap or elements roadmap page. Okay, if we go to our roadmap page here, let's just edit what we've done. Our roadmap, okay. Just cancel this and say blocks. Okay, blocks is working. Now let's take a par of this and put here. Why doesn't it work? So let's write something here. The D is working. Why is the card not working? Okay, we haven't created the card component. Okay, so in our card component, we have the title, we have the description, image, part, launch, and the color. So if we go to our card component, we can see there's nothing in our card component. So silly me, we have to create our card component. So we're going to create our card component together. So when we go to the props here, we're going to extract title, description, image, part, launch, color. So once we've extracted this, we're just going to create a div. We're going to say div. We're going to say style. Okay, I'm going to say background color. Okay, and we're going to color this. We're going to say it should be the color that we pass through, so we can control the color of the div. Okay, so we're going to say class name. We're going to say rounded, not here, rounded large flex 1, margin top 5, and large screen, the margin top should be 0, and then padding top 10. Okay, so we're going to have a b tag with a class name, and we're going to say text large px10, and we're just going to put and say launch. Okay, no, not launch like this. We're going to say launch. Okay, nice. So here we're just going to paste some of this in here because this is just repetitive. And we can see we have it exactly as we need it to be. And if we scroll it bigger, boom, exactly as we want. So if we go back to our roadmap page, I'm going to paste the other ones and join as well. Okay, so once we come here, paste there, and then we will be able to see more sections. Okay, and that's how you create one of the finest and dopest looking NFT websites out there in the market. Now, if you need the source code, just let me know on Instagram. If you need me to hook this up for you, let me know on Instagram as well, or comment as much as you want, but Instagram is the fastest way to reach me. Okay, love you guys so much. This video was under 30 minutes, and that's how I really want to be making my videos to be, so I can pump out more videos for you guys. Thanks and much love. I'll see you guys in the next video.